Hello everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at Bardbarian. So this is a game from Tree Fortress, and it is already available on iOS and I believe Android as well. And today it is coming out on Steam, and it might actually be available in the store now. But of course I will have a link in the description to where you can purchase the game on Steam. I'm not entirely sure about the price. I believe when it was originally released on mobile, it was $2 to get the game initially, and then like another $2 or $3 to get rid of ads and stuff like that. So I would not be surprised to see this be $5, and I think that's pretty fair. Alright, so as you can see, I've put in a couple hours, as well as I have put in quite a few hours on the mobile version. So I'm pretty familiar with Bardbarian. So this is actually our upgrade screen, and I do have some money, so I think I will upgrade some stuff. So I just need to figure out what I want to upgrade. So these are our units, and we can unlock more of them by getting to certain levels. And there's also 3 new special units, which are all, of course, kind of indie game references. And yeah, so this is basically how we fight. So like the story is that we were a barbarian and now we're a bard. We don't like to fight. So we actually use our lute, which is a really, really great lute. It's in the shape of like a battle axe, to basically fight. I think I'm going to use the healer. So I've got the healer, the ninja guy, and the fighter. And if I didn't mention, I am playing this with an Xbox 360 controller. Okay, I'm going to take just like 2 seconds and turn it down just a little bit. Sorry about this. But anyways, so the way the game works is that as the Bardbarian, we don't actually do any of the fighting. So I'm going to use songs, as you can hear, to kind of summon fighters. And they are going to do the fighting for me. And of course this is like not very representative of how the game starts, but I also didn't want to show you guys kind of like the beginning grind. Because for the first few, for the first like half hour or so of a new game, you're basically going to be grinding for gold. And that of course is because you need gold to level up stuff, and then when you level up stuff, then you've got a better chance of making it through these waves. So there are 20 waves in total, and I believe after every 5 waves you actually unlock the ability to restart at that section, right? So like this is I believe it's the morning section, the next section is like noon, I think, stuff like that. So it goes by day, like times through the day. And then there are also 2 kind of mini-game modes as well that kind of aid you in grinding for gold. And I'll kind of explain it more when I get to those, because I do want to show those off. They are kind of, I guess you could say, like a little easier to make gold in, at least initially. That's what I found. So there's a certain one that I played a lot because it was just much easier to make gold that way. And I don't know if that's like a bad thing or not. It's just kind of interesting that initially it's easier to start with one of the mini games. But yeah, that's whatever. That's fine. As far as like the other stuff going on, a lot of these are upgrades I've bought. So this is the town drunk, and he pukes, and then when the enemies go over the puke, they will get hurt. So I mean, obviously the game has, it's got a really good sense of humor, of course. So I mean, don't go into this thinking that you're going to get some serious experience. It's not the Banner Saga. This is this is all about being silly. So then, like, this dude gives me gold. I've got like an archer there and a mage there that are going to attack. And basically this works out like a tower defense, where we've got our town crystal over there, and if any of these guys get too close to it, they'll start attacking it. You can see the town crystal's health bar up in the top. Excuse me. And obviously we just don't want our town crystal to be destroyed. That's basically the entire goal here. Initially you can only start with 3 minions, and I guess I'm being silly because I can actually have one more right now. But that's another upgrade you can buy. And I'll go back to the upgrade screen probably if I've got time, because there are definitely some funny ones. So like a really important upgrade is actually, I think it's called like body spray, because the more money you spend on body spray, the closer together your group will walk, basically, which is actually really helpful. It seems like it's kind of silly, but having them be closer together means that they're not going to be hit as much. And I can go over the kind of group that I have right now. So the fireballs are coming from the fighter, and there are little shurikens coming from the kind of ninja guy. And then my healer, basically, anytime I'm hurt or any of the other minions are hurt, she will sacrifice her health in order to heal them. And I know this looks like really, really easy at this point. In a couple rounds it will not be, and of course, like I said, this is not at all indicative of like your first time playing. So like my first couple times fighting this boss, he took probably a good 5 or 10 minutes of me like kiting him around the arena, taking him out, and here I'm gonna do it in like a few seconds. And that is because with a bunch of gold you can actually spend to have your troops basically like start at a higher level. Normally they would level up, but I've actually paid enough for like the Fighters Guild and the college, which is for mages, to have them show up as soon as I spawn them at like max level. And that is a really, really important skill, obviously, but it's not going to make things that much easier. So like these guys here, where we saw that first new enemy, they are quite a pain. Mostly because like they're not like super tough to kill, but they put out a lot of damage, especially compared to the enemies we've been fighting. So like, and of course, if I didn't mention, the game ends either when the town crystal is destroyed, or when Brad, which is of course your barbarian, Bardbarian, excuse me, is killed. So you know, overall you want to protect Brad, but those guys could kill Brad in like a hit or two. So you know, they're definitely a lot tougher, and there are more tougher enemies as well. Even with as many advantages as I have, you can see I haven't made it past, I think that's like wave 8 or 9. I think it's 9, because I think I've made it past 8. So this will be, it'll be interesting to see how far I go. It's going to time out pretty well though, with kind of how long I would normally do one of these videos. But that is pretty much like the game, like the main gameplay in a nutshell. For the most part, like, mobs aren't too bad. What it really comes down to is that the boss fights are pretty tough. And what's tough about them, of course, is that not only do they do a lot of damage and have a lot of health, but they, you know, the enemies will still keep spawning. So you just end up with like twice as much stuff to take care of. So a lot of times a boss fight is lengthened because you are trying to protect the crystal while also trying to fight the boss, which is, you know, you definitely get some kind of micromanaging going on there. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, we should have like some really hard stuff coming up here in like another round or two. Right now, of course, it still looks really easy. Oh, and if I didn't explain, the raccoon just basically goes and collects the gold for me, so that I don't have to waste my time doing that. And then, okay, so the other thing, of course, is that in addition to being able to use my notes to spawn troops, I can use my notes to play songs. And so I've got a song of attack, which is this one, and you can only use one at a time. So that round, like, messed me up, obviously. So I need more of my healer, so that we can kind of get healed up, because we have got some tough stuff ahead of us. Again, probably use the Song of Attack. So basically we've got a Song of Attack, a Song of Speed, and a Song of Defense. And they, well, they do exactly what it sounds like they should do. One makes you faster, Song of Attack makes you attack more, like stronger attacks, and then Song of Defense will give you more defense for a little bit of time. As far as like other aspects of the game, the art style is like fantastic. I'm definitely a big fan of the art style. You know, it's cartoony, it's cute, but I think it works really well with the whole kind of tone of the game. So there is that. And then, of course, you know, the music is kind of a big part of it. I mean, it's not like it's like a rhythm-based game or anything, but, you know, considering we're shredding our loot, you know, the music is pretty good. I like it. You know, it can get a little repetitive after a while, but it's not too bad. You know, I've never found myself going like, oh, I can't stand this music anymore. So, you know, I guess I would say it isn't like too terribly repetitive. See, and then things here are already getting pretty overwhelming. But I have a feeling we'll make it through this, and if I make it past the next boss, I'll just head back to the menu, even if I don't lose. Because I do still want to show off the other modes real quick, but I thought I would give you kind of an idea of how a game of this would go down. Yeah, so you can see that like just the number of troops that start spawning gets to be a lot pretty fast. So this is not even like the halfway point through the game. Yeah, we are not going to make it too much longer. So this is actually our like a special song, and it's that red lightning bolt. And basically the way that works is if you kill 5 enemies in a row without getting a hit, like without getting hit, then you'll build that, which will actually stun all of the enemies for a few seconds. And normally I try to save that for bosses, but clearly we were in some situations there where we couldn't do that. And I have a feeling that I'm not going to make it too much longer here. The crystal is not doing too well. Alright, so I did make it. I unlocked another unit, and I believe this is going to be another boss level. So, oh yeah, we got like this fire golem here. My new unit's already dead. Oh, hey, and there's Octodad. So I will definitely make sure to unlock Octodad. That's pretty cool. So now I've unlocked all of the new special Steam version units. Alright. Shouldn't be too much to go here. Looks like he's just about done. Okay, cool. I wanted to kind of prioritize finishing him off, and now hopefully I can protect the crystal. Oh, nope, the crystal was destroyed. Alright, that's perfect though. So I'm going to go back to the upgrades menu, show off the 2 other mini games really quickly, and then call this good. So cool, yeah, so you see that I unlocked the Necromancer. Alright, so go back to the play menu and I will show off survival first. And out of the two mini games, survival is like probably the one I like the least. I think that the other one is better. But this is basically what we do, and it's just about how long you can survive. And I think I like it the least because as far as like getting gold, I've not had the best luck with it. So yeah, this is basically how this one goes, and it gets really, really overwhelming really fast. This mode does. So that's that one. And then the one that I've been playing a lot to kind of get as much gold as I've gotten so far is the escape mode. And of course you don't start getting this much gold. There's actually an upgrade, which I believe was the upgrade that was like an in-app purchase on the mobile version, and it's like a golden axe lute, which you can see mine is golden, but in this version it just costs 5,000 gold, and it doubles the gold you get. So that is, you know, it's probably a good idea to prioritize getting that over some of the other upgrades, just because from then on you'll be able to upgrade faster. And you know, it's kind of a weird trade-off because you're going to save up a bunch of gold that you could spend on upgrades and then get the golden axe, but that's what I have found to work the best. So yeah, I mean, that's really, that is pretty much all there is to show for the game. Again, you know, like I said before, I'm not sure how much it's going to cost on Steam, but I would guess probably $5 or under. I don't know if it'll be more than that. Like I said, I will have a link in the description so you can go check that out for yourself. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to wrap up my thoughts here. Overall, I definitely like it. You know, I liked the mobile version, and you know, it's a good port to Steam, I think. I'm having a good time with it. I like the new units that they had for Steam. I love like when indie games reference other indie games, so I get a kick out of that. So yeah, that is going to wrap up my look. I definitely recommend the game. You know, it's pretty simple, but it's still like really addicting. It definitely gets you, and then you know, I think it's because of the upgrade system. You get kind of this, oh, I just need to get this much more gold, so you end up playing for way longer than you meant to. So yeah, this definitely gets a recommendation from me. I've been having a blast, and I think you will too. So as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you would like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked what you saw in my look at Bardbarian, then please consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a ton, and I definitely appreciate everything that you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.